Media in details.
Many in India have said that Hindus in Kashmir have been facing all this brutality for centuries because they are treated as kafir. But what does kafir actually mean? After all, who is a kafir? Are Hindus kafir? So, from a neutral point of view, let's try to improve our understanding about what is referred to as a religion of peace. To start with, let's try to understand who a kafir is in Pakistan. Amir Mir is a well-known veteran Pakistani journalist and author, and it seems that he has researched a lot in this field. Now, pay close attention. Take a look at this. Something that he refers to as the war on the Kafirs. But what is this so-called war on the Kafirs? Well, according to Amir Mir, 95% of the Pakistani population are Muslim, of which 85% are Sunni and 15% Shia. The Sunnis are subdivided into the Barelvis and Deobandis. So, as mentioned here, this is the composition of Pakistan's population. 60% Barelvis, 15% Deobandis, 15% Shias, 5% Ahle Hadith, and the remaining 5% constituting Ahmadis, Ismailis, Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists, Parsis, etc. Now please, listen to these words carefully. You may have heard of the Shia-Sunni divide, right? But probably what you have not heard of are the conflicts within Sunnis. Yes, conflicts between these two Sunni groups, Deobandis and Barelvis. Read this here. According to the Pakistani journalist, the Deobandis consider the Barelvis as kafir, whose neck can be put to sword. No question asked. Yes, for those who refer to this as a religion of peace, these words by a Pakistani journalist can be absolutely shocking. So once again, Deobandis are 15% of the population and Ahle Hadith are 5%. According to Amir Mir, in this context, only 20% of Pakistanis strictly consider the remaining 80% as kafir, even willing to subject them to death and destruction. And of course, Christians, Ismailis, Hindus, Sikhs, Parsis, Ahmadis, etc., who account for 5% of the population, are all considered kafir too. According to the renowned Islamic scholar Javed Ahmad Hamidi, labeling others infidel and kafir has become a preferred task of the mullahs. It is clear that every sect considers others heretical, kafirs, and dwellers of hell. But for these Muslims, it is not just about calling each other as kafir. It is also about suicide bombing or harming each other. Some examples that are mentioned here: bombings of the Dataganj Baksh shrine, a Lahore landmark. Regarding that incident, even a comparison with the Somnath temple was made here. Read this. And then this bombing. Of course, as described here, the Deobandis regard Shias as kafir too, and the Shias in Pakistan have faced bombing as well. And then there is a sort of alliance between these two groups, Deobandis and Wahhabis. As mentioned here, it was the Deobandi-Wahhabi alliance which pressured President General Zia-ul-Haq to declare the Ahmadis as non-Muslims. Yes, these Ahmadis over here, they were declared as non-Muslims in Pakistan. So now, probably apart from the Shia-Sunni divide, you also have a deeper understanding of the conflict between these two Sunni groups, Barelvis and Deobandis. Now, a quick introduction to the origins of these two Sunni groups. Both groups trace their roots to India's Uttar Pradesh. Barelvis are related to the Barelvi movement, which has connections with Bareilly in India. And as the name suggests, Deobandis have their connection with Deoband in Uttar Pradesh. But the clashes between these two Sunni groups, Deobandis and Barelvis, are not just limited to Pakistan. In India, the Deobandi-Barelvi divide is very visible too. For example, the usage of the word kafir as described here. And as mentioned here, in India, Barelvi Muslims refuse to drink water in Deobandi households and consider marriages with Deobandi families forbidden. As described here, Barelvi and Deobandi schools have this religious political rivalry. Now, this can shock you. As claimed in this article on the American media outlet, it is Deoband where the Taliban's ideology was founded. The article even claims that Taliban's roots are actually in a Hindu-majority country. But there seems to be a difference. As explained here, the Indian Deobandi version is classical, whereas the one in Pakistan and Afghanistan is Neo-Deobandi. Now, after knowing about all this hatred that many Muslims have for their fellow Muslims, are you still surprised why many Muslims violently persecuted Muslims in Turkey, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Syria, and elsewhere? Of course, there are Muslims who want peace. And yes, there are Muslims who say that they love what they see as a religion of peace. But then why are Christians, Ismailis, Hindus, Sikhs, Parsis and Ahmadis labeled as kafir by many? Why do many Sunni Muslims label their fellow Sunni Muslims as kafir? You see it as a religion of peace. But how peacefully are Muslims treating Muslims of other sects? Is that peaceful enough or not? Well, observers say that apart from bombing others, they have been bombing their own. So does it mean that even if a given country is Islamized, kafirs and the hatred for kafirs will continue to exist? In a way, the situation seems similar to Christianity, where the conflicts or tension between various Christian denominations are common and have cumulatively killed millions. We, Christians, should not forget that. As this man said, the idea is about conquest. Islam and Christianity seem similar in multiple ways. But coming back to the word kafir, what does the word kafir actually mean? As described here, kafir is an Arabic word, which means to cover something. Kafirs are seen as the sworn enemies of Islam and Muslims. That is why God will punish them by putting them into eternal hellfire. But is there hope? Well, in Indonesia, as mentioned here, an Islamic organization urged Muslims to refrain from using the word kafir when referring to non-Muslims. But will that effort be successful? Only time will tell. As far as jihad is concerned, the book by the Pakistani journalist Amir Mir, The True Face of Jihadis Inside Pakistan's Network of Terror, is eye-opening in many ways. A Pakistani himself has given an opportunity to the world to learn about Pakistan's network of terror, the role of ISI, and the true face of jihadis. From jihad to ISI, there is a lot that was revealed in this book. As mentioned here, the book should be read by everyone who wants to know the origins and growth of the jihadi movement. But of course, when it comes to killing an innocent person, they clearly say that killing innocent soul means killing humanity, right? Even Salman Khan says something similar about killing innocents. But the biggest questions are kafir considered innocent too? And how should kafir be treated according to Islam? See you again